Hello and welcome to Socially Awkward. This is a visual novel by Monchimutt, and I played it in the past, but I think it's gone through some changes repeatedly. Like a lot of the sprites have been changed, certain parts of the script have been changed and stuff. So I'm interested to see how it's changed compared to when I played it by myself, whatever. Yeah. So let's begin. Welcome to Socially Awkward. This is a visual novel, still in development. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, places, events, locales, and incidents are either the product of the author's imagination or used in fictitious manners. Any resemblance to actual persons living or dead or actual events is purely coincidental. It contains mature content and sensitive subjects that some individuals may find offensive or disturbing. By continuing, you are acknowledging that you are at least 18 years old. What is your name? I'm going to go with the default, which is Jayce. Monday, 5:30 a.m. Click. Yeah. It's morning, the birds are singing, the roads are busy, and the sun is slapping you with its photons. Meh. It's the third week living in your own two-bedroom apartment, yet you still feel alienated by your surroundings. As the encroaching beam of sunlight touches your sensitive toes, you can't help but wince and groan as you declare war at the sun. Meh. Go away, sun. Shoo! Shoo! You try shooing away the sun. It doesn't seem to be working. Ha! Hiss! Hiss! Hissing at it doesn't seem to be working either, so you decide to turn your back towards it and hug the cold wall of comfort. But alas, your war is inevitably lost, as today is the day of your first day in college. Bleh. It almost feels like yesterday that you graduated from high school. Technically, it was just 3 months ago. The thought of school makes your body cringe in disgust over the horrible memories you've experienced in your life. Mama, I hate school. You mumble and rolled. But Jayce, school's good for you. You should just try and pass it. You imitate your mother horribly. Mama. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Then started to sing. After cringing, your mind awakes. You roll to the edge of the bed, lift half of your body up, licking your paw, and groom your bed hair with it. Scratching your chin, you turn your body facing towards the windowsill, remembering where you put your phone, but it wasn't there. So you tilt your body to the side, thinking it must have fallen off the bed. Your sneaky tempered glass protected, rugged case smartphone reveals itself by sliding down your butt. As you press the power button, the red battery of death flashes before your eyes for 3 seconds, then it turns itself off. Ah, crud. Must have fallen asleep while playing FurTube again. Why does it always autoplay? I never use that feature. Plugging it in, the screen immediately comes to life and greets you with the time. 5:32. Still got 2 hours. Reluctant to get up, you fall to the side with the pillow to cushion your fall. Closing your eyes, you drift into your imagination, thinking of... dicks. Like a typical homosexual male, your mind brings up a song about dicks. Dicks everywhere. Them long dicks, not dicks, barb dicks, fat dicks. Dicks! Look at that dick on TV. This is all based in a song you heard on the internet. So many dicks. Boom shaka boom shak. Ramalak, ding dong, song about dicks. Dicks in a song. By Dan Bull and Bonkage. Dongle it. It's actually a real song. After a refreshing rehearsal, it's time to start off the day. The kitchen, the remnants of the previous owners, your sisters, still lingers on with 5 chairs surrounding the table, one of which is your little stool. Somehow, you prefer sitting on that over the 5. With FurTube playing on your phone, you place it down near a counter as you put on your stained apron and oversized mittens. difficult as it is to cook with oven mittens, but past experiences have told you that it's better safe than sorry. Oil can be a delicious friend or a hazardous foe. Flicking a bit of your friend and butter into the pan, then setting the burner on the stove to its maximum setting, you waited for the pan to heat up while listening to the weather forecast. It's a sunny day today. Don't forget to bring a bottle of water as well as your portable fans, everyone. Sponsored by the Weldon Company. Expensive shit. This irrational hatred towards the company is fueled by your obsession with quality to price ratios. As it turns out, most of the products sold by these legitimate companies are priced almost 5 times higher than the manufacturing cost to build one offshore. Unless you want to waste money over branding, an off-brand counterpart is cheaper and just as reliable as the advertised ones. The scent of burning oil brings your attention back to the stove. You turn off the stove, crack 2 eggs together, then swirl the oil and butter all over the eggs for an even cook. You bite your right mitten off to reach for seasoning. A little bit of salt, a flake of pepper, and a tap of Akinomoto. Eggs were right on point and runny. You reach for the bread and spatula, raising the cooked eggs up in the air, placing the bread underneath, letting the butter soak and frying the bread to golden. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Serve. Satisfied with your cooking, you placed the plate down on the table next to your smartphone and poured some lemon juice into a cup. Then you took your seat, and finally, you noticed the bin is still in your mouth. Pih. After you finished your meal, you rummaged through your bag, checking your books, power bank, and an old portable desk fan that barely fit in your bag. The norm would suggest that you use a portable hand fan, but your reasoning doesn't allow it. Why buy a small, expensive one when I can have a big one for the same price? You nod to yourself. You put on your beanie and check the time again. It's 6:30 a.m. Time to go. Monday, 6:50 a.m. You took the train to get to campus. Loopwork University, the 13th best college in the country. A plain university for any student who wanted to have an easier time to earn a degree. This is it. First day of college. I'm gonna die. Your anxiety piled up almost to the point of vomiting. It's just like back in your first day every year in school. You curse and scream inside your head as your parents leave you with strangers. But you've gotten used to it by the time you started enrolling yourself in second year. Mother was very accommodating to the idea with an increase of your weekly allowance. Your heart starts pounding, palms get cold and sweaty, the plastic ID getting heavy. Whoop, 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 gotcha. With the sound of the beep, you're initiated your start of college. The booklet says to head to the auditorium. Where is it though? Should we go left or should we go right? Should we go Macon? Or should we go with an old friend? That way. Good job, me. Now where to sit? Psst, over here. Oh. You see a familiar small lion waving at you. With his cheery smile and long, glossy, wavy mane, it's definitely your best friend from grade school. Hey, John. Morning, Jayce. Someone's early today. Perfect attendance champion over 6 years. Yet somehow you're always absent on the first day. I did get a certificate. I bet you already lost it. My mom probably has it. Laminated on the wall. No, that would be embarrassing. Hehe, I saved you a seat. John gestures with his hand to a vacant seat between his seat and the familiar person, whom you know very well from his hairstyle alone. Shit! Shit is right. You've been avoiding this devilishly groomed man since third year. He's your best friend's older brother. Hey, Tom. Hey. Tom turns his attention back to the speaker. You take your seat and dread. When you determine the older lion has his full attention to the speaker, you lean to John for a serious question. I thought you and your brother made up. We have. Why are we whispering? Then why are you placing me between you and him like a wall? You know I'm scared of him. He can eat me whole if he wanted to. Why would he do that? You didn't do anything to him. I'm associated with you, so that means if you get in trouble, I get in trouble. I don't think that's how it works with a friend. You don't know anything, Jon Snow. Please stop using that reference. It's so old. It proves my point. I'm scared of your brother. Fine. If it makes you feel any better, how about we switch seats? Nah. Never mind. It'll be weird and too obvious if we switch now. Great. Tom wanted to talk to you. Huh? Tom grunts at his little brother while sending death threats via ocular channels. As the battle of two pride clans rages on, you hide deeper into your territory as a neutral country. Clan John is of course your longest current ally, but Clan Tom was your first ally who invited you to his round table of friendship. Hi. The beast speaks, it hungers for recompense. Hey. How you been? Good? Somehow you're able to sink even deeper into your seat. It's probably because it's the same seat you get in a movie theater, the ones where the seat automatically fold up when no one's sitting. That's good to hear. Yeah. Oh boy, it's getting awkward. You're practically so deep into your seat that if it weren't for the seat flap, you'd be presenting your ass to the world. Oh please God, and me now. Stay! Good job passing the entrance exam. Oh, thanks. It was pretty easy since it was just the basics. Heh, congrats for passing them. Thanks. The small talk created a thick layer of awkward miasma. You just keep sinking into your chair until your knees basically hit you on the forehead. Hey, how was... You suck at this. Hey Jayce, Tom wanted to know if you wanted to hang out and eat dinner together after class. Together? All three of us? You slowly open your clam-bodied self, lured in with the promise of food and social gathering with friends. Yep. All three of us. Come on, I've already paid for the three of us. It's Vikings. Legasp. Vikings? Unlimited pizza, unlimited ice cream, unlimited quesadillas. Do you feel your arteries clogging, Jayce? So, what do you say, Jayce? You are starting to recall what your dad said. Not again. Those glaring, disappointing eyes. Why do you keep repeating the same mistake? His frustrated, irritant growl. You're too young to understand. Worst is the way he scowls at you. I got it right the first time. Why couldn't you? Closing his eyes, thinking about something, then slowly flaring his nose and teeth until he releases a short but horrible sharp growl. You don't understand anything. If you weren't ignoring them, you'd be more responsible. You hate it. I need to go. Monday, 7:46 a.m. You walk off from your friends, leaving them to their own conclusion. You wound up back to the school entrance. There was a bulldog guard facing the street, looking bored and yawning time to time. You kept walking, trying to find somewhere to be alone. You end up in the schoolyard. Hey, look at this watch I got from Tom. Oh, cool. Why is it all black? Because it's a smartwatch. John shakes it and it lights up, displaying a digital time and a pixelated heartbeat. Oh, wow. Cool, let me see. You absent-mindedly keep walking around the schoolyard slowly and sluggishly. You were in the cafeteria, making poses with the watch until you accidentally smash it against the table's edge. The glass screen shattered to pieces. You were in such a shock that you didn't notice Tom storming over to you and John, forcibly grabbing both you and John by the arms and yanks you both away from your seats. His grip almost drew blood, but you were too scared to pull back. He leads you both out at the back and into the front of the secluded sports equipment shed. After he let your arm go, you could feel the blood rushing to your poor hand. Looking up, you see him pacing around the door like a predator, readying for the kill, mumbling to himself. Tom, I'm so... Shit. Why the fuck did you take the watch, John? It's under NDA. Tom roared at John, and you could faintly see tears begin to well up on the sides of his eyes. His cracking voice revealed hints of desperation in his anger. A comforting aroma pulls you back into the present, the smell of freshly baked bread saving you from your uncomfortable memories. Somehow, your aimless walk led you right into the bakery on campus. Oh, good morning. What can I get you for today? A female orange tabby cat came up from the register and greeted you with her hands splayed on the display of freshly baked goods. Can I browse for a bit? I want to see what's in here. Not a problem, dear. She walks back to the counter, waiting on your order. You look around at the selection, feigning curiosity at the different baked goods on display. Your mind is, instead, completely focused on Tom's dinner plans, and whether or not you should accept the invite. All of this emotional thinking has gotten you hungry. You decide to turn your focus into finding the cheapest bread they have. Ugh. To no one's surprise, the school has added an extra tax to the bread. Hope the cashier lady didn't hear me. I'll just get the baguette. It's bacon cheap. Quickly looking over to the cashier, her stare tells you that she heard you perfectly well. I'll have a baguette, please. After ringing up your purchase, she elegantly tosses the baguette into a paper bag half its size. Hoping to avoid any potential confrontation, you politely take the bread and hurry over to a seat on the opposite corner of the bakery. Sitting down, you take solace in munching away at the crispy-skinned, soft bread. Chew, 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 chew. God, please let me die choking on this bread. It's good, though. Munch, munch, munch. What did he do now? He's still a child. He didn't do anything wrong. It's your fault he's like that. I'm going out. That one, please. Thanks. Hey. What are you doing here all alone? I'm waiting for my parents. In a bakery? It's nice and cold here. Heh, yeah, it is nice and cold. But you're in my spot. Oh, I'm sorry. You raise yourself up, but Tom's hand stops you from leaving. Nah, sorry, ain't gonna cut it. Before you could react, he places a big slice of chocolate-layered cake on the table and slides it close to you. You're gonna eat this cake with me. I hope you like chocolate. I don't get it. The lady gave me a bigger slice today. I didn't want to waste it. Go on, you take the first bite. He hands you a fork while you idly stare at him for a good long second. Why? Why not? Like I said, it's too big for me to finish. No, I mean, why are you sharing this with me? Why not? We're schoolmates. That's weird. Is it? Maybe? I don't talk to a lot of people. So I'm your first then? I guess. My name is Tom. Nully. Tom Nully. Jayce. Jayce. Cute name. Oh, have you met my brother, John? I don't really remember my classmates all that well. Pretty sure he's the only Leo in your classroom. Oh, yeah, I remember him now. He's super mean to everyone. What did he do? I don't want to get into trouble. Well, I'm the bigger brother. It's my job to hit him whenever he does bad things. Oh. Just like El Tigre Lobo? Yeah. What's El Tigre Lobo? So, you're gonna beat up the bad guys and shatter their spines? What is TV showing kids these days? Yeah. That's cool. Well, go on. Cake's gonna get warm. It tastes better while it's cold. Okay, thank you. You slice a big piece for your tiny mouth, hovering it over to your side for a big bite. As soon as the chocolate touches your tongue, a strange mixture of happiness and sadness begins welling up from your eyes. Whoa, why are you crying? It's good. Are you okay? No. My chest feels... Tom didn't know it was your birthday at the time. You never really looked forward to it. Every year, your parents get into a huge fight before your birthday, and it makes it impossible to enjoy anything. Recently, you've tried to find any way to spend it alone, away from them. Strange, really. All you needed was some company and a piece of cake to be happy, and sad at the same time. Sniff. Are you okay, Jayce? Ah! Tom! You look away, wiping off the tears. Tom appeared out of nowhere. Or maybe you were too deep in thought. What are you doing here? You just walked out on us. So I got worried. Oh, I wasn't feeling well, is all. Then I was right to worry then. Tom takes his seat across from the table, then places the back of his hand on your forehead. You're not getting a fever, are you? He places a hand on his forehead to compare. It's not that. Oh, are you hungry? Got some cake with me. Tom places an origami cake box on the table. It was obvious he just bought it while you were zoning out. The logo of the shop on the box is a dead giveaway. Tom. Come on. Can't really finish this all by myself. He unwraps the box, revealing 2 slices of triple chocolate mousse cake. The seams in between reveals that it was pre-cut. Liar. He definitely bought one for you. Let's dig in. He hands you a fork that you reluctantly take. Tom? Later. You take small, awkward bites of the cake, taking your time to savor the consistency of the mousse. As you reach for a third bite, a thud echoed from the window. Eh? It was John, blowing his mouth against the window, showing those pearly white teeth and uvula. Staring at you both, with his tongue swaying side to side, making it super creepy. The way he smiles while doing it, you shudder. What is he doing? I may have forgotten to tell him that I found you. Sure, eat cake while I scour the whole building for Jayce. Sorry. Ha, no biggie. Yoink! John yoinks Tom's cake with his bare hands and eats the whole thing. Tom just sits there, scowling at John without lifting a finger, as if this was already predetermined by brotherly law. Ah, that's the stuff, he says as he suckles on his fingertips, leaving no frosting behind. So, did he say yes to your dinner date, bro? Eh? It's not a date, he says behind clenched teeth. Sure. Hey, Jayce. Nice to see you alive, buddy. I guess? Don't forget, put a rubber on it. Bye! Eh? That was really weird. He talked so fast that I couldn't quite get what he said at the end. Tom didn't say a word. He slowly leans back, looking up exhausted. Wanna help me finish this cake? Sure. The cake was great. Its soft, jelly-like consistency, the creamy outer layer, the hard, bitter biscuit underneath. It was a confectionery delight. Your only regret is that Tom only took one bite. He was insistent that you eat everything, saying that he's looking after his weight. Not only he insulted your figure, but also your dignity. Not like you had any when you just gobbled the whole slice. Mmm. Yum. 2 years. 2 years you've been avoiding Tom ever since that day. John told you time and time again that you weren't responsible for Tom's job suspension. But your dad, he made it sound like it was. You can't recall everything he said, but the feeling his words left behind struck a nail in your heart, leaving a constraining reminder of your actions. You had to take a week of absence after you were about to cry in class from the pain in your stomach. The doctor diagnosed you with stress ulcers, saying that the stress of school were to blame. You knew it wasn't school. It was a lonely week, except for John's constant messages of death. Most of them were death memes. You got a good chuckle out of them. John wasn't allowed to visit face to face, something about not stressing you out or you're too weak and he might carry a disease. At least that's what your dad said. But the constant sound of rocks thrown at the wall was even more stressful. Not only that, he kept screaming your name until you popped your head out the window for him to just say, "Hi," and then he walked away. Something was definitely wrong with that boy, but it made you happy regardless. Tom, however, never visited. Anything wrong? Gulp. No, I was just thinking is all. It's about 2 years ago, isn't it? You didn't give a reply, only keeping your eyes on your plate. Listen, Jayce. I was in a really bad place at the time. I panicked. I didn't know what else to do but scream for an answer. I didn't mean to drag and scream at you. No, I'm the one who should be sorry. You got suspended and almost lost your job because of what I did. Jayce, it wasn't your fault. It was John's. But I broke it. Oh, Jayce, it was just a prototype. It was meant to be broken so that the company would figure out how to prevent it. But what if I made another mistake and it turned out way worse? Cut your ties. You're different. You can't survive in this world. I thought, since you didn't visit anymore, that was it. Dad said that it was for the best. He said that? Tom looks away, pondering about something for a minute. What else did he tell you? That I was the reason you got suspended, and that if it weren't for me, you would be a star already. Anything else? Just that John visited from time to time. He didn't mention anything about me? No. All he ever mentioned is John making a racket outside when I had my ulcer. That old fuck. What's the matter? Your dad lied to us. Huh? It wasn't just John who visited. Wait, you visited too? Of course, Jayce. I was so worried when John told me that you got sick after. I showed up to your front door as soon as class ended. But your dad, I don't know how he made me believe him, but he got me to believe that you never wanted to see me again. That manipulative fucking bastard! He made me believe the same thing. Why the hell would he do that? As much as I hate him for what he did to us, I unfortunately understand where he's coming from. How could you understand him? Because I'm a Leo. So? What does that have to do with his lousy ass parenting? Everything. We'll continue this during dinner, if you're still okay with it. Yes! You nod enthusiastically, wanting to get to the bottom of this. Great. Let's go. I already know where your classroom is. Hold on. Let me check my stuff first. With a feeling of agitation, frustration, and betrayal at your dad, you can't help but aggressively beat your pants to check on your phone and your wallet. With the necessities located, you yank your bag off the floor in a fit of rage and haphazardly toss around its contents to make sure everything you have is inside. As you finish checking all your belongings, you felt a similar hand on your shoulder. It reeled you out of your bag and onto its owner. What? Oh, nothing. Making sure my best friend is all right is all. I'm fine. Sure you are. He pulls you closer until your cheek is smushed against his chest. The smell of cologne pinching your nose and emanating from his chest is a cool, spicy, masculine scent. But what lies behind the concoction of smells is a familiar and much more alluring scent. It's making you feel dizzy with arousal. Either it was the cologne or the natural sweet scent of your best friend's body odor. Either way, you're getting hard. You thank the gods above that Tom started blowing into your ear with his nose. Tom, that tickles! What's gotten into you? I don't know. I just feel so happy right now. That's weird. Is it? I got my best friend back and we both hate our dads. That is definitely weird to be happy about. That dad-hating part. Tom still holds you close for another minute before mumbling something out while rubbing his nose against your ear. I missed you so much. I missed you too, Tom. Well, come on. You're gonna be late for your first day of college. Okay. Are you okay? Your face is all red. Totally. It's just stuffy in here is all. Let's go already. You ran ahead of Tom, who had to call you back because you were running in the wrong direction. It was enough to calm yourself down from your emotional high as you ran back to his side. Tom was also feeling the high, smiling so brightly as you walked side by side on the empty marble road. All of the students had already gathered in their respective classrooms, some latecomers here and there, but it was just you and Tom walking calmly outside. Your classroom is just at the end of the hall. I have to take these stairs. He gestures to the stairs next to him. Okay, Tom, I'll see you after class. Later! You wave your goodbye as Tom waves back as he walks up the stairs to his floor. You gave a deep sigh of relief, cherishing the moment. 2 years of self-doubt begins to slowly wash away. Unfortunately, there are still a few stains that need to be scrubbed out. Your dad. Why the secrecy? Why Tom? What about John? But it wasn't the time to resolve it by yourself. There's still the dinner plan with Tom, and you still need to attend your class. With that, you grab the handle on the door and slowly pull it open. Monday, 8:51 a.m. With the squeaking of the door, the whole class, including the teacher, all move their heads to your direction. You're very late. Sorry? We're already done the introductions, so come forward and introduce yourself to the whole class. Gulp. With your hand behind your neck, you walk to the center in front of your classmates who are either already on their phones or waiting on you. Jayce Sircup. A little louder. Jayce Sircup. Much better. I'll be your teacher for history this semester, Mr. Sircup. Please take your seat. You take a few steps to the side, leaving the teacher to continue talking about the school policies and regulations. Surveying around the classroom, a familiar, outreaching hand caught your attention. Hey! You run up to John, who gestures an empty seat next to him. You take a seat and place your bag on the left side of the table. So how was your date with Tom? It wasn't a date, you creep. So eating together with cake isn't a date? Exactly. Then what do you call it? John grins wider. Breakfast. Yeah, right. Of course I'm right. It's early in the morning and we were eating bread. With frosting all over. Typical breakfast. Right. So what did you two talk about? My dad. Oh. John immediately looks away, uninterested. That's a first. It's called respecting your elders, Jayce. You don't have any respect. Oh dear, Jayce, my respect is special, one you'll never get. He places the tip of his finger on his lips in a feminine, coy motion. Are you hitting on my dad? Son, I am disappointed in you. You're sick. Rest assured that I have no interest in your daddy fetish, Jayce. You're insufferable. Hehe. Tuck. Two chalks simultaneously hit you and John on the head. For such a cliche thing, you knew who to look at. Have a little respect for your teachers while you're under their presence. He wasn't looking directly at you or John, but some of your classmates. They are rubbing their heads from the chalk assault. Did he snipe 6 students at once? That was cool. That was surprising to say the least. But we'll continue this discussion at lunchtime. Ugh, Jayce, talking about your daddy fetish is disgusting. Not that! Talk. Now the teacher is really looking at you. Monday, 12:01 p.m. The cafeteria. It's just as plain as your high school's. Plastic bench seats and tables are bolted to the floor. The questionable stainless steel racks are keeping the animals from cutting in line. The unbearable chatter is echoing off the walls. You and John are lining up as neither of you brought their own lunch. What you getting? I haven't decided yet. There's peas. You love peas. Soft ones. I bet these aren't even cooked. What about these mushy avocados? Blech. Mmm. 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 Maybe lasagna? Nah. Don't feel like getting a stomach ache. Mmm. How about some ham and cheese? Where? I don't see any ham and cheese. Behind you, you dork. Oh, hey Tom. Hey Jayce. Ugh. Got us some sandwiches. For 3? Yes, I got 3 ham and cheese subs. Don't mind if I do. John shoves his hand into Tom's sandwich bag and pulls out a sub sandwich. Yoink. Let's go find us a seat, Jayce. Hey! John grabs your hand and pulls you out of the rails to an empty seat on the corner. Ugh. Chew, chew, chew. Great sandwich, Tom. Don't talk when your mouth is full. Tom takes another bite of his sub. Gulp. Great sandwich, Tom. Where'd you get it? At Misty's. Misty's? Yeah, it's the bakery we were at. Oh. Great sandwich, right? Here, try the spicy cheese tuna sub. Tom grips apart a piece of his sandwich and hands it to you. Mmm. 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 You like it? Mm-hmm. You can have the rest. Tom places the rest of the tuna sandwich to your side. Oh. I'm already full. What should I do? I'll just decline, I mean... Well, actually, what happens if I give it to John? Wanna try, John? Ugh, I don't want my brother's mayo. There's no mayo in it. Not that you know of. Just as John opened his mouth for another bite, Tom slaps the spicy cheese tuna into his pie hole. Taste his mayo. Cough, cough. Blech. John reveals the contents in his mouth. It looks like thick coated oatmeal with orange dye added into the mix. Regardless how it looks, it's nasty. Gross. Blech, stop that. Look at your babies. The older brother closes in with his hand reaching below his little brother's jaw. John was able to escape losing his tongue when he notices Tom's intentions. After lunch, Tom said he'll meet you at the front gate. Afternoon classes were just like the morning classes. The teachers would come in from their introductions and each would explain about their subject they'll be teaching for the semester. With a full stomach, emotional burden lifted, and with no teacher around, who wouldn't take a nap at this point? You got a text message. Wonder who it could be. Swipe, swipe. Tom? Hey, Jayce. Sup? Just checking to see if it's still your number. I don't know anyone named Jayce. I'm sure this is you, Jayce. This is Eduardo. Oh, I'm sorry, Eduardo. Guess I made a mistake. I thought the guy who woke up in class received my text. Hmm? You swing your head to the hallway windows for a lion. And there he was, waving his phone at you. You waved back and began to stand, but he gestured for you to stay put as he moved along. Hmm? I was just making sure that it was still your number. Still got some classes to attend. Oh, okay. Also, don't sleep in class. Backspace, backspace, backspace. Pouty emoji. Don't forget, 4:30 at the front gate. Yes, Mom. Shaking head emoji. Monday, 4:30 p.m. Phew, first day of class done. And 149 days to go. What's with the counting? If you start counting, time grows longer. Wouldn't you want time to get shorter? Unlike you, I got plans to fulfill. Isn't passing college the only plan we got? Ah, my naive friend. College isn't just about passing. It's about grabbing every dick in the book. So sex. Course. Gotta have a deep connection to survive in this world. Thank you. I'll be here from Monday to Friday. Speaking of going deep, what you two talking about? What are you doing? Giving out an applause. For what? John's incredible joke. Ow! Yay! I'm charging double for this. Charging for what? It's nothing. Oh, I forgot. I need to be home for a delivery. Aw, so you're not gonna eat with us? Nah, watching my brother getting eaten isn't my thing. Ciao! You hear a slap as Tom grabs his forehead and slides it down to his neck. A typical facepalm. Eaten? Brother? Thing? Forget what he said. Don't let him ruin our dinner. You make it sound like we're on a date. No. Course not. It's just eating out with a friend. It would be cute if it was. Oh. Tom picks something up from his bike. It was your old yellow bike helmet. Remember this? My old bike helmet! You... forgot to polish it! Tom rolls his eyes while you polish the crown with some spit and a rub from your sleeve. How can I rule with such a dirty crown, Sir Tom? Tom shrugs, taking in the berate as if it was a normal conversation. My apologies, your master. My previous king banished me. Tom jokingly and mockingly replied. You plop the helmet onto your head and look away defiantly. As you have already been informed, the previous king is no more. You walked towards Tom with a regal air, swinging your tail like a cape, putting on a show. You grab onto Tom's shoulders, stand on the bike's pegs, back straightened, chin up, and finger pointing forward. Onward, my loyal steed. Yes, my lord. Tom takes an old familiar road leading to a fork. The right side leads you to a waterfall, while the left takes you to the mountainside, where the city lights grow brighter each second. The scenery was old and expectant. You've seen this many times before growing up. The only difference is Tom's back shining with it. Being the first time you've had touched Tom in years, you couldn't help notice how much he had grown. He was boasting wide, powerful shoulders and a strong, muscular back. You found yourself leaning against him, feeling safe being so close to him. But you quickly snap out of it when Tom hit a bump. "You okay back there?" Tom shouts behind him. You notice a tent in your pants coming dangerously close to poking Tom's butt, informing him of your feelings. Why does Tom have to cycle so fast? He's pedaling like he's coming second in a race and he's rushing to get first. He is hunched over in an attempt to gain more speed, which just means his ass is just that much closer to your crotch. Flustered by your erection, you shift around trying to make it go down, but that only brings suspicion, and you can't just press yourself against Tom, so the right choice of action is to lean back, shoving your butt out behind you. Seeing all the cars driving by, you couldn't help feeling a bit embarrassed. Your face was flushed, and you couldn't bring yourself to look at Tom. You tried to keep your attention on the scenery, hoping your boner would die down. 10 minutes later. We're here. Being frozen in that awkward, yoga-like pose for the whole bike ride, your stiff joints cry out in pain as you similarly cry for Tom to assist you off of the bike. Ow. Ow. You were tense the whole trip? Kinda. You know, you could have just told me to slow down. I forgot the signal to slow down, okay? Lies. You could have just leaned in and told me. Impossible. Whoops, that slipped. Why? Your ass was in the way. Tom is probably imagining the way it looked. He put on a thinking pose with one hand on his chin, rubbing it as if he's some sort of philosopher. There was a moment that he smiled, but quickly came back to your attention. Guess that would have been awkward. Yup. So, just give me a second. Take your time. You do a little joint exercise to loosen up. Tom was very supportive, and by support I mean he's giving you his shoulders to loosen up. After loosening up your joints, Tom takes you into what seems to be a hotel building with more floors than the eye can see. Along the way to the elevator, something else was loosening up. Oh no. With all the food you've ingested today, there's no way it'll sit by. Monday, 5:29 p.m. You finally arrive at the fancy all-you-can-eat restaurant. All sorts of smells were swimming in line to your nose, punching down your current need. Bathroom, now! You do a little dance while Tom asks the clerk for the location. Your eyes were waiting for a hand to point, and as soon as one did, immediately you hightailed it to the location. 5 minutes later. Ah. Now where's Tom? Near the windows? Heading towards the streetlights, blocked by an invisible wall. It didn't take long to find Tom staring outside the glass wall. Wow, Tom's gotten bigger for the past 2 years. I mean, he was always fit. But with that tight outfit... You shudder in gay. You shudder in gay. Hide your gay. Glad you didn't get lost again. What do you mean by that? I was remembering the time that you got lost in the woods. This again. It was a fun memory. How was it a fun memory? I was all alone in the woods for so long. 20 minutes. While you watched from behind without telling me. I thought it was a good test of courage. Like you said, I was right behind you supervising. I thought you were a stalking bear. I could have shot you if I found a gun lying around. Hehehe. Don't laugh! I'm laughing at how absurd it is that you immediately got lost, wandering around while I was taking a piss 10 meters away. Come on, don't spoil the mood with your mope. Mope. I'll look after the seats. You go on first. Tom hands you a porcelain plate. Okay. So many different types of cuisine to choose from. What are you going to get? I miss going to buffets. Let's go American. Let's load up on carbs. It's the land of starch and sugar. Yes, from the hot dogs to the burgers, from fries to unlimited ice cream. Well, can't waste good money. After a minute, you filled your plate with a piece of everything, but it's difficult to arrange them as they're all supersized. No wonder Americans are so huge. Even the ice cream they serve is huge. Hope Tom is willing to share this with me. With a full plate, you head back to your seat where Tom is waiting with his phone. Your turn, Tom. The large feline seems to be busy. Not even the rattle of the table pulls him from his phone. You take a French fry and dip it in the ice cream. Then you press the cold, salty-flavored French fry to Tom's lips. Tom automatically takes a bite and conveyors it in, eyes still glued to his screen. You do this for a whole minute until you run out of French fries. Aren't you gonna eat? You ate all my fries and ice cream. I did? Yep, it's all over your mouth. Tom pulls his lips to view and see the ice cream coating his muzzle. I did. That's okay, I still got my burger and hot dog with me. You take a chomp off the hot dog. Go, what? Yours? Don't talk when your mouth is full. You gulp down the chewed up, supersized jumbo hot dog. Okay, Dad. Weirdo. Look after my jacket for a bit. Monday, 6:05 p.m. You and Tom enjoyed the evening meal together. You've stuffed yourself silly to the point of almost falling into a food coma. Your pride tells you to eat as much as you can for your benefactor's money, even though your benefactor is eating slowly while reading the news on his phone. Phew, I'm stuffed. Maybe you should eat a little slower. But it's so good! Well, there's no time limit besides closing hours, so savor it next time. Bruh. Ha! Next time. So, how was your first day of college? It's so-so. It's better than high school, that's for sure. No more uniforms, no more sweating in the corner. Teacher's weird, though. Tom pauses and ponders. Was he wearing a kimono outfit? A kimono? Those Japanese outfits you see in mangas. Oh, right. Yeah, Zim. It's Zale. Zale! He's my homeroom teacher for the first year, too. A bit weird, but he's a good guy. He wears a ruler on his waist. Guess he's still weird, but he does his best to teach at least. That's what's important. Does he have a ton of passion for Japan? Hopefully he teaches the right history for the exams. Good luck. How about your classmates? Anyone interesting? No one really, just me and John. I see. Well, there are plenty more opportunities to make some friends. Or enemies. That too, but you got me. And John to back you up. Hehe, I do. Speaking of which, how was your first year of college? It was... boring. I had to juggle between school and work. You should count yourself blessed, not having to work for college. Hey, if I had it my way, I'd spend it on my vacation. They just insist since they saved up for it. And told me that it's the only way to get a job. I'd call it BS, but saying BS to your parents is, you know. Maybe you should. That way you'll know how hard they work for you. Maybe I will. After you graduate. Just take whatever advantage you have in this race of life. Speaking of race, John showed me a video of you doing the... something YAR? The ARF-YAR program? The Regional First Year Academy race? Yeah, It was fun seeing you in the video. Oh, how was it? You were so cool. I had to cast it to my parents as widescreen to see it in detail. What's cast? Oh, it's a thing where you plug a device to the back of your TV so that you can stream your photos and videos from your phone. That's pretty cool. Not as cool as when you dashed to the finish line all the way from behind. I couldn't contain myself seeing you weave through the small gaps. Though, why did you stay behind 90% of the race? It's to save stamina. You're probably thinking, why not stay in first place, right? Yeah! I don't blame you. It's logical from your perspective, but to cyclists, it's a waste of energy. Why's that? Wind resistance. Does it matter? In an hour-long race, yes. What I'm doing is called slipstreaming. Basically, I use the person in front of me to break the resistance for me. Therefore, I'd only have to pedal less energy than he does. Sounds like cheating. Like I said, take whatever advantage in the criterium. Criteria? Criterium. It's what we called the race during the RFYAR. You lost me there. Let me explain about the RFYAR. First, it stands for Regional First Years Academy Race. Basically, all of the first years who attend competitive sports will compete against other schools in the region. Second years will be under RSYAR, which I'll be attending this year. Now for the criterium, it's basically a short race around the city. It can be in laps or a course. Last year was a course, and it took an hour to finish. Okay. I'm surprised you watched it. Only when you're on. Skipped most of it though, since they kept showing the fancy albino tiger. He's cool and all, but I don't know him enough to care. That's probably Havor. He's sponsored by Nyx. Nyx. How much does Nyx underwear cost compared to Pridles? What? I'm running out of underwear and I need new ones. I typically don't like wearing underwear, but Pridles is the only brand that I'm comfortable with wearing. Are you not wearing? Of course I'm wearing underwear right now. I just don't like wearing them at the house because it's too hot. Do you not have no shame at all? If it's just you and John... Nope. I should have known. We're practically brothers. Why not? This is getting so awkward. Fine. Oddly enough, I know the prices for jockstraps. If you buy one Nyx jockstrap of the same material, you get 1.5 for Pridles. Why is Nyx so expensive? Does it have some sort of high-tech elastic band? This is just between you and me, okay? Okay. Both jockstraps are made by the same manufacturer abroad. What? Is that legal? Very much so. Reselling and rebranding is as common as buying the same apple of the same farm in a different supermarket. That's just skeezy. That's capitalism. Grah, now this puts a bad taste in my mouth. Maybe wash it down with some ice cream? I'll do that. You ran off to the ice cream station to drown your disappointment of the world with sugar. Tom takes you home on his bike. Upon reaching the first quarter of the bridge, you forgot to mention something. Oh, take the left after the exit. You shout out. Tom slows down as he turns his head towards you. Why? Is there something else you want to go to? He shouts back. No, I moved. My parents kicked me out to work at their apartment building. There was a moment of silence as Tom slowly moves his head forward. What about your sisters? They went abroad. Already? No wonder things got quiet. Yeah, but I'm left to do their dirty work. It's not a bad trade. You got a place of your own and don't have to pay rent. Sure, but it gets lonely at times. Tom stutters. John and I could come visit if you like. That'd be great. I'd love that. Huh, Haven't been here since I was 17. Wonder what we were doing at the time. No clue. Guess we'll never know. Wanna come in? Maybe for some water. Coming right up. Just look around or something. I'll go get you that water. Alright. Hey, let's do a housewarming. Tom shouted out from the living room. A housewarming? Yeah, you know, hanging out, playing some games, eat something. We can do that every time you or John visit. You hand Tom the glass of water. Thanks. Tom gulps down the whole cup with a satisfying sigh. Ah. I know, but it'll be a great excuse to celebrate over our little reunion. Reunion? Yeah, for being ignored for 2 years. Yeah, right. Damn, I'm just messing with you. He playfully slaps your back. I mean, it's not your fault or mine that we ended up like this. He's likely referring to your dad. Yeah, let's do it. Great. We'll talk about the housewarming tomorrow at lunch. He pauses, swirling whatever water was left in the glass. It's getting late. I better leave before the crickets get any louder. Okay. Laters. Time moves slowly as Tom reaches for the door. It was as if your body was telling you to. Tom, wait. Hmm? Whoa. You slam your head on Tom's chest, hiding your face for whatever you're about to say. What's all this? I, wanted to say... Yeah? To say that I'm... It all came naturally. Sorry. Tears started bursting uncontrollably. You opened your mouth to try and tell him how you felt, but all that came out was a soft murmuring resembling a meow. You tried again, this time breathing heavily and sniffling, tears streaming down your face. Is it that hard to say it? Is it difficult to admit it? No. Your body language was more than enough to show Tom how sorry you are. All you could do was pull him closer, letting your body speak for you. You were surprised when you feel his hand stroking your hair, gently caressing your ear, trembling under his soft touch. You hear him let out a deep, content sigh as he continues stroking your head. Shh, it's okay. It's alright, Jayce. Tom stayed for a few more minutes while you calmed down. For what felt like hours, you cling onto him, letting all the tears run down. You felt his touch again, stroking your hair. You didn't know how much you missed him until this very moment. You wished you could stay like this forever. This fleeting moment of being with someone you've trusted so much in your life. As the tears run dry, you gave Tom an assuring smile that you were all right. He smiles back with a sparkle in his eyes, rolling down his cheeks. He takes another moment until he pushes your head down for a good, burning head rub. Then he takes leave, but not before saying, "Hmm?" And I'm gonna leave it there for today. This is actually as far as I've ever gotten with this story. And not because I didn't like it, it's just I stopped and then I just never went back to it. Also, um I don't recall John ever going up to the apartment after he takes you back home. But I guess that might have changed, or I just never got to that part. Anyways, yeah. Poor Jayce. I like the visual novels overall, like animations, because they're not over the top, but they're good enough so that it looks like the characters are alive and animated. And Jace's reactions and facial animations and everything just make it like all the more better because it's funny and comical in a way. But yeah. Anywho, yeah. So what did you guys think? Would you guys have gone the opposite route and ended up going with the big buff Mekon, who you might have recognized from the April Fools of the what was it called? Brave Paradise, before it was announced that it was, you know, not going to be developed anymore. I was planning on going with him, but I kind of like John way more. I like lions. I like wolves, but I like lions. I like big cats, lions and tigers. And his brother is also kind of funny too, so, you know. I went with what I like. But if you guys want, then I might do like a Macon um run. I guess that's what it would be called. Anywho, yeah. So, thank you all for watching slash listening. If you would like to play Socially Awkward yourself, there will be a link down in the description. If you would like to support the project, I think Monchimutt has a Patreon, I think. If there is one, then I will link to it. And if you would like to follow him for updates on Socially Awkward, then I will post a link down for that. And I guess that's it for now, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.